Strait.
霍尔木兹海峡是
The Strait of Hormuz.
The Strait of Hormuz.
The Strait of Hormuz.
Welcome to the Strait of Hormuz. This is the most dangerous and powerful 30-mile stretch of water on the planet. To control this point is to rule the global economy. To block it is to trigger worldwide devastation. While the world watches borders on land, the real fuse for World War III sits here in March 2021 when a single cargo ship blocked the Suez Canal for 6 days. The world lost $10 billion daily. But the Strait of Hormuz is different. It isn't just a trade route, it's a global energy jugular. Today, we explore why this narrow passage is the secret weapon of Iran, how the United States plans to break a blockade, and why a series of events in 2026 nearly brought human civilization to the brink. The Strait of Hormuz connects the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. At its narrowest point, it is only about 21 nautical miles wide. But for massive supertankers, the path is even tighter. Due to shallow waters and reefs, ships are confined to 2 lanes, each only 2 miles wide, separated by a 2-mile buffer zone. Why does this matter to you? Because 50% of the world's oil's reserves and 40% of its natural gas sit within this single circle of countries.
Every day, roughly 20 million barrels of oil pass through this bottleneck, a fifth of the entire global energy supply. For many nations, this isn't just a route, it's a lifeline. Consider the stakes. Japan imports 80% of its energy through this 30-mile point. China, the world's second largest economy, relies on it for nearly half of its petroleum. India and South Korea are equally vulnerable, drawing up to 70% of their oil from this single source. If this gate closes, the world's 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 10th largest economies don't just slow down, they collapse. In early 2026, the hypothetical became a horrific reality, following joint U.S. Israeli strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, including the Natanz and Bushehr plants. Tensions reached an absolute boiling point. President Donald Trump issued a final warning: open the strait or face the end of a civilization. The rhetoric was brutal, with Trump dehumanizing the opposition and threatening to turn every Iranian power plant into a burning, exploding ruin. The tension peaked on April 3, 2026, when Iran shot down an American F-15E Strike Eagle. As the pilot was rescued, a weapons systems officer remained missing behind enemy lines for 24 hours. He eventually sent a 3-word coded message from a mountain crack 7,000 feet up: God is good. While a massive Navy SEAL and Delta Force operation successfully recovered the airmen, the damage was done. The U.S. launched strikes on Karg Island, where Iran exports 90% of its oil, and a total naval blockade of Iranian ports began. How does a country like Iran hold off the world's most powerful navy? Through the playbook of asymmetric warfare. Iran utilizes 3 key islands as stationary anti-missile fortresses. Lurik Island, the knife at the throat, positioned directly over shipping lanes for quick intimidation. Kish Island, the sledgehammer, a massive military hub housing underground bunkers and heavy anti-ship missiles like the P-15 Hermit. Abu Musa, the forward outpost, an early warning center that tracks Allied warships long before they reach the Chokepoint. Iran doesn't need a massive navy. Instead, they use a triad of threats: sea mines, coastal missiles, and Mosquito boat swarms. These fast attack craft can swarm a cargo ship from 360 degrees, using RPGs and suicide drones to blind the bridge and disable the engines. Even more terrifying are the invisible sea mines, cheap, lethal, and capable of snapping a supertanker's keel. To counter this, the U.S. Navy deploys its own specialized Wolf Pack. They avoid risking massive aircraft carriers in the narrow 21-mile strait. instead relying on Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers and Virginia-class attack submarines patrolling 400 feet below. To clear the mines, the U.S. uses robotic mother ships, literal combat ships, LCS, that launch drones like the knife fish, a robotic submarine that identifies buried mines, and the Seahawk helicopter to scan the surface. When the strait closes, the world holds its breath. In the 2026 crisis, oil surged past $100 a barrel almost instantly. Governments in Asia shortened work weeks to save energy. Fuel rationing began in Europe. Even the pipelines designed to bypass the strait were insufficient, carrying less than half of what the water route handles. Iran discovered a new form of power, selective passage. They didn't just block the water, they managed it like a toll booth. Ships from aligned nations like China or those paying massive tolls were allowed through, while others were fired upon or seized. This transformed the strait from a mere waterway into a political filter where access is determined by alignment, not international law. Though a 2-week ceasefire was brokered by Pakistan in April 2026, the underlying fuse remains unlit. Peace talks in Islamabad failed when both sides couldn't agree on the future of Iran's nuclear activity. Today, the Strait of Hormuz remains a place where geography meets raw power. It is a reminder that in our high-tech, AI-driven world, the entire global economy can still be held hostage by a 33-kilometer strip of water. The threat has become a playbook, and the world is still waiting to see who will make the next move. If you found this deep dive informative, like and subscribe for more geopolitical breakdowns. What do you think is the ultimate solution for the strait? Let us know in the comments.